My name is Brandon Hendrickson, and I would like your help in starting a new kind of school. Who am I? Well, on the one hand, I am a high school humanities teacher. I work in the freely sort of hippy dippy realm of education, working at a private hippie school in the Seattle area and teaching in the local homeschooling community. So, a lot of people who think that grades are foolish and we should blow up schools and we should, not literally, and we should reinvent education and let kids do what they want. And obviously, there's a lot of wisdom and guidance there. I have taught classes on just really cool topics, kind of the questions that matter, the questions of happiness. Taught a whole year-long class on the topic of evil. Teach classes on worldviews and world religions and philosophy, and of course a bunch of classes in history and in moral economics and things like that. That's on the one hand. On the other hand, I run an evil test prep company, an SAT coaching company specifically. And there I try to bring in, I don't try to, I succeed in bringing in lots of really juicy, wonderful cognitive psychology, brain sciencey stuff to look at how to learn a lot better, how to read sharper, do math more expansively, write better, more powerfully. And it's really fun to get to work on all of these huge questions of cognitive psychology in this applied way. And then on my secret robotic third hand, I am somebody who probably should have been diagnosed with ADHD as a child, who has been self-medicating with interesting things, finding the world interesting, and reading tons of books every week, and learning lots. And somebody who loves to pass that kind of love for learning, love of the world on to students. Our school model. Our tagline is that we cultivate Renaissance people. Men and women who find the world interesting, develop mastery in many different fields, and seek a life that matters. We particularly are looking to use the imaginative education framework that comes out of Canada from the work of Dr. Kieran Egan, which states that, yes, we're thinkers, but really we're feelers first. We're designed to find the world really interesting. And in fact, everything in the world really is very interesting, but it's crusty. You actually need to break through the sort of boringness at the surface level. And that there are these tried and true methods of breaking through the crust that cultures have used for thousands, tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of years. Things like storytelling, things like puzzles, things like rhythm and rhyme. Things like theories and ideologies, things like puzzles, and by using those, by integrating those back into education, they have been for hundreds of thousands of years, and we've kind of shunted them away with mass industrial education. By bringing those things back in, we can actually help students break through the crust and help use their deep nature as people who find the world interesting to make learning wonderful, or to bring the wonder back to learning. That's one huge element of our school. We have all these really cool curricular pieces, a song a day that kids do really cool things with, cooking lunch together every day that kids cook lunch, public speaking, question posing, answer hunting, dissecting technology, observing animals and plants closely, realistic drawing. Everybody actually can become a really good drawer. This is more or less a psychological fact, but we don't do it, and you could learn a lot from it. Moving all the time, learning to become really good storytellers, immersion into painting, and all of those things married to a really hardcore math, writing, and reading curriculum. Just scratching the surface of all this, we blog about this. The blog is schoolsforhumans.org. I am interested in being part of your cohort. Because I have a friend I'm helping a friend open a school on this model. Actually opens up on Monday. I need to get back to writing the first week of his history curriculum, which is about the origins of the universe. But I myself am working to open our own school on this model in the fall of 2017. We're opening a K through 12, which will eventually be growing up year by year to be a K through 2. We're opening a K through 2, which will be growing up year by year to be a K through 12. I'm definitely not clueless when it comes to the whole school opening thing. I have tons of friends who have opened schools. Almost the majority of my friends seem to have opened schools in their lives, which is weird. And I read books on educational administration. I have a master's degree, I guess technically in educational leadership, more the educational psychology and philosophy and history, but technically in educational leadership. So I'm not clueless about that. I read books and articles and whatnot on that, and I read tons of books and articles on entrepreneurial startups, in general, oftentimes in the tech sector. I need some help in marrying those two things together. I'm not totally clueless, but I am closer to the clueless side than I want to be. What I want to get out of this cohort is guidance from people who have done this, who have opened schools before. I would like to get companionship from people who are doing it right now. I would like to get a structure. First do this, then do these 12 things, then do this other thing. Because otherwise, right now, I'm like, oh, all of these things, let me do them all at once. Whee! Which doesn't work out very well. And maybe finally, I would like a space to ask a near infinite number of stupid questions. Because that's where I'm at right now and probably will be for a while. I think that what I can contribute is two things. A near infinite number of crazy cool educational ideas. This is my passion. This is my obsession. Let's be clear about this. And two, I can contribute a near infinite number of stupid questions, some of which will actually be useful for other people looking to start schools. At least I hope so. Thank you very much for considering me in your cohort.